Dear future husband, so I'm back again in the sense that I literally just filmed the last letter for you, and something ridiculously amazing just happened, which was so connected to whatever we talked about, and like I just felt that like, I had to tell you. So in the last letter, I actually told you, the last video actually, video letter, video love letter, vlog letter. Never mind. I'm not sure why I went there. So in the last letter, I told you that I was working on a project, and I was messaging these people, and nobody was responding, and I was feeling so disheartened and disappointed and everything. So that video was all about asking you about disappointments and how you handle it and that sort of thing. And so I decided to go on Tumblr again, and one of the people I contacted actually responded, and they were telling me how they would be so honored to be part of the project, and that, oh my god, I'm speaking so fast, I am so ridiculously excited, and that how they feel it's such a beautiful project, and in that moment, babe, I felt so validated, like the ideas that I think of and the things that I bring to life. Um, could be as special to someone else as it is to me. And it just reminded me of to be patient, to have faith that the universe knows what it's doing. And it's kind of weird because as I talk to you, and as I put out these love letters into the universe in the hopes that you'll find it, um, it's very therapeutic. I find myself thinking things thoroughly, getting more clarity, and just thinking. It's like having conversations with you in the best ways possible. And I guess that's what it would be like to have someone to talk to. Obviously, then if I was actually having these conversations with you, which we will one day, um, I would have your feedback and your perspective and all of those awesome things. But yeah, these videos are helping me to just weird therapy, free therapy, while talking to the future love of my life. Wink. I don't know why I make that sound. It sounds like I'm oinking like a pig. And so I think the question in this particular love letter is, when has the universe surprised you? You know? It's connected to the previous one, but when has the universe just come up with its own plan and just move things along differently, and just reminded you to be patient? Like, I still remember, it's funny because today was the day I actually went to join my new Starbucks store. The new store I'll be working at, because we moved house, so I had to change my store and everything like that. And it had happened in the weirdest circumstances, the weirdest possible combinations. It just happened really, really, really weirdly. And because when I first wanted to get a job at the beginning of this year, when I wanted to look at different careers, and I wanted to try out new experiences, I wrote down in my like resolutions and stuff like that I wanted to work in a bookshop, or I wanted to work in a coffee shop. Now, coffee shop obviously meant cafe, being a barista, places like Starbucks, that sort of thing. And so I went to apply at a Borders bookstore, and I wonder if a mosquito bit me. So I went to apply at a Borders bookstore, and everything was looking really good. They told me they had a vacancy, and so then I went in, fill up a form and hand in my resume and everything, and then I didn't hear back from them. So I gave them a call, and then found out that they suddenly did not have vacancies. Now, I don't know if that was like a miscommunication on everybody else's part, or whether my asking salary was too high, or that I was just overqualified. I don't know. So I decided, the day I did not get that job, I walked into the Starbucks in that same mall, and they were having openings, as in they were hiring. So I thought, hey, you know what? Let's do coffee shop. Let's switch the script. Let's flip it out. And so I ended up filling up a form and applying to that Starbucks. But I never heard back from them again. And I remember, coming back and, looking for the manager and asking him, are you going to give me a call? And he said, oh no, we'll get back to you. And the idiot never did. I'm not sure why. I really don't. It could be race. It could be, again, I asked for too much. Or it was just they were not interested in hiring me. Or I was just, again, maybe overqualified. I have no idea. So, and then the weirdest possible thing happened. I ended up applying at the Starbucks I normally go to, where I'm a regular at, where I go to sit down and do work and write and journal and use my laptop and all of those things. And I ended up applying there, but I never ever thought of applying that. It was never an option. It was a drive-through store, and through a series of events, I ended up working there. And let me tell you, that 10 months of working there has been one of the most amazing experiences of my life. It was also the place that I've worked the longest, but it just changed my life. It gave me a family that was not blood, a family that I didn't recognize as much until it was almost time for me to leave, and how sad and emotional I felt. Like, if you ask my sister Tash, she'll tell you that the day they fetched me, my last day at work, I had sadness rolling off me. I was that upset. I was that emotional that I had to leave. And because we were moving, there was never really an option for me to continue working there. So having to say goodbye to all these people and to know what they meant to me and what I meant to them and all of those things was just ridiculously emotional. So fast forward, we've moved. And before I planned our move and everything, I asked my store manager to help me get a job at a Starbucks near our current place. So before he left, because he was leaving about a couple of weeks before I did, he actually got me a place, and then he told the new store manager to help, facilitate all of those things. And so she did, and then she found out just yesterday that when I went to pick up my kit and everything, that the Starbucks that I was supposed to go to, the Starbucks that I wasn't really like, oh, okay, this is like the Starbucks I wanted to go to. I was still a bit unsure about that particular Starbucks. Outside smoking area, the environment, that sort of thing. And they suddenly said that they didn't have space for me. And I just was like, what? But it turned out there was another store that wanted me, but that was too far away. So I spoke to my store manager and I just really asked, could you please get me any of these other places? Because there's like 4 Starbucks within the nearby vicinity. So she ends up getting me this store that honestly, I mean, maybe we should all just listen to our gut, our heart, and our instinct. Is the first Starbucks store I wanted to go to. Because guess what? It's in a bookshop. And not just any bookshop, I tell you, babe. A Borders. This is a Starbucks located inside a Borders. So it's so weird because I went over and the people are awesome, and I'm looking forward. It's going to be totally different because the volume and the people and all of those things, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm quite excited about it. And so at the beginning of the year, I remember, like I said, I wanted to work in either a coffee shop or a bookshop. I applied at Borders, didn't get it. I applied at a Starbucks and didn't get it. Eventually, I got a different Starbucks. And now I work at a Starbucks inside a Borders. Like RuPaul says, can I get an amen? It's so weird how the universe works. Because just as I filmed that letter to you, telling you about how disappointed I was and how I was feeling, the universe then stepped in and gave me this amazing opportunity to interview one of my favorite writers, who I found through fan fiction. Her fan fiction makes me cry. Her original work just gave me shudders. She's that great of a writer. She's that amazing. And to give me that opportunity to start working with her in that capacity, that's amazing. So I want to know your stories. Like, I want to know when has something happened and then the universe just ended up showing up for you in a totally different way and you rocking that. That's something I really would love to hear one day, and I cannot wait. So I don't know why you're taking so long, but come soon, babe. Like, no joke, come soon. Please, please, please. I'll talk to you soon, Simon. Bye. Love you.